Okay, so some random person on the forum was mentioning that he's having some issues shading a tartan. So I normally ignore threads like that because I'm really self-centered and lazy. But I actually had a recent problem very similar to that, and I never really found a solution at the time. So I thought that just since he had brought the topic up, I would give it a shot with his colors, just to see if I can figure out what I should have done when I had that problem. I'm just going to use a random spare model I have, which for me is one of the like 12.5 miscast succubi I have, because I have piles of them, all miscasts. Well, like 3 good ones, but mostly miscasts. Anyway, I'm going to paint the tartan the best I can the way he had it. I don't know what exact colors he used, but I'm going to use Cotto Red Highlight, Red Gore, Scorch Brown, and Bleach Bone. Okay, so I've done a really half-assed job of replicating the tartan. I'll spin up some pictures here just so you can see what it looks like. Anyway, it wasn't really, I don't know if I have the exact colors that he used, or if I definitely didn't do as clean a job as he did, but whatever, it's unimportant. It's just about having similar colors on the model. All right, so here, the problem you have with tartan is that it has many different colors in it. So the colors I used were very similar, so I could have, I had a blue and green, I could have done like a red, for example, and it would have very easily done both of them. But in this case, there's like this really bright white, as well as the orange and the red, and even here, like normally I would shade orange with red because I really like bright, unrealistic colors. Like I like cartoon shading on my models, so I would use red. But the problem is, if you use it in this case, you would lose the red stripes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a color that shades all of them. And what I'm going to do, in this case, I'm going to use blue. To do that, I'm going to mix a glaze. I'm sure there's a recipe in some book, one of PP's, about how to mix a glaze. I have no idea. I'm really lazy, as I have previously mentioned, so I buy this crap from Vallejo. It is literally just this with some water. So I'm only actually paying the same amount of money for like this much matte medium and a bunch of water. So yeah, that's my glazed medium and I love it, and I want to make babies with it. It's wonderful. You put a couple of drops, in case anyone has never done this before. If you're using glazed medium, you put a couple of drops in a little dish. I use this thing that I spent about 8 cents on at an art store. 1, 2, I don't know, 3. I don't need very much. All of my paintbrushes are really broken right now. I need to get new ones. Anyway, I'm using just this random blue. I didn't really spend a lot of time shopping through my various blues. I think this is what, Enchanted Blue from the old Citadel colors. Yeah, I'm a paint agnostic. I use whatever works. I just grab a tiny little bit of paint on the end of the brush, and then you just mix it into here. And basically you want, like, it's definitely not going to be as dark as whatever was on the paint bottle, because you're thinning it, but you still, like, if you draw it out, you want it to be like translucent. So anyway, then we wash. Yay, washing! And then yeah, so I'm just putting it in, I'm just letting it fall, and wherever it goes is wherever it goes. It always looks way too, like when you're doing a contrast with a glaze, it always looks way too, like in this case, way too blue, because when it's still wet like this, it doesn't blend into what's underneath it. It won't do that until it's dry. So yeah, I don't know if this is the case with manual mixes, but the Vallejo glaze medium just like never dries. It'll stay liquidy for like days. I'm spinning around in my chair trying to find my hair dryer right now because I'm gonna go hair dry this. So just give me a second. Okay, so there we go. It's all done. I will take some quick pictures of it and I will show them right here. But that actually doesn't look too bad. So yeah, there we go. That was the problem. I know the solution from Meg is always like use contrasting colors, so you would use blue anyway to shade orange. I don't normally do that. It actually does make a more realistic shadow, and I like unrealistic shadows. But in this one particular case, using the contrast is pretty much the only way to do it properly, because it's the only way to make sure that the shade shows up pretty much evenly across the whole thing. It looks like the contrasting wash pretty much does it. And so all of you people in the thread who are saying not to shade it, stop putting people's head full of stupid ideas like that. Never be lazy. Don't just be like, it's fine, I don't need to worry about that. You always need to worry about it. Always. I'm done.